Hi, everybody. Our lesson for today is about trigonometric relations and specifically in a right triangle. When we talk about trigonometric relations, we talk about certain ratios, and these ratios have names: the sine, the cosine, the tangent, and the cotangent. And the sine is spelled S-I-N-E, not S-I-G-N. And these are their abbreviations. So what are sine, cosine, tangent? Now, in a right triangle, the sine of the angle is the ratio of the opposite side to the angle over the hypotenuse. So the sine of angle B is AC over BC. The cosine of angle B is the adjacent side to B over the hypotenuse, so it is AB over BC. And the tangent is the opposite over the adjacent, so it is AC over AB. Now, if I choose to divide the sine over the cosine, the BC and the BC will cancel out. I will be left with AC over AB, which is tangent B. So another formula for the tangent is the sine over the cosine. Now, since the sine and the cosine are, for example, the sine is AC over BC and AC is smaller than BC, so the sine of angle B is between 0 and 1, since AC is less than BC. And the cosine, same thing for the cosine, since AB is less than BC, so the values of the sine and cosine, they vary between 0 and 1 if the angle is acute. And in a right triangle, we are dealing with acute angles. So the sine and the cosine, they vary between 0 and 1, but the tangent can take any value. Now, the trigonometric ratios, they have no units because they are ratios of a side over the side. So the units will cancel out, so they will have no units. Now, in a right triangle, we know that the Pythagorean theorem is the square of the hypotenuse is sum of the squares of the other two sides. Now, let's try to find sine square b plus cosine square b. So we replace the sine is AC over BC, so sine squared is AC over BC all squared. Same thing for the cosine, we replace. We make a common denominator and we replace AC squared plus AB squared by BC squared. So we will get BC squared over BC squared, which is 1. So our conclusion is that sine squared plus cosine squared of any angle is equal to 1. Now we are going to examine an example. So if we are given that sine alpha is 1 over 3, we can use this formula to calculate the cosine and the tangent. So we have the sine is 1 over 3. So we replace the sine here. The sine squared is 1 over 9 plus cosine squared is equal to 1. So we bring this to the other side. We will get cosine squared is 1 minus 1 over 9. We make a common denominator and we calculate. It will be 8 over 9. So cosine, we take the square root of this, which is plus or minus 2 radical 2 over 3. We reject the minus because the angle is acute and the value of the cosine is between 0 and 1. So this is the cosine of alpha. The tangent is sine over cosine, so we divide, we rationalize, and this is our answer. Thank you for watching.